Happy Dental, sponsors of Late Lunch for all aspects of today's dental care. Highly recommended throughout the Isle of Man.
It's Wednesday, which means it's midweek, which means we have our regular mindfulness spot. And it's an important week this week, Mike Kewley, isn't it? Because it is Mental Health Awareness Week.
Yes, it is. Yeah. So, and I think the theme of this year is body image, or how we perceive the body. So this is a kind of body practice, an embodied practice, just to kind of take us down into the body, and again, just to see where the rest is, where the relaxation is, where the pleasant sensations live.
Lovely. And is this one that we do eyes open or eyes closed?
You can do it eyes open or closed. Again, generally speaking, eyes open, you get a bit more focus, a bit more awakeness. Eyes closed, there's a bit more stillness and rest. So you can play with that.
I think I might go for the eyes closed.
Me too.
Then. Any extra stillness and rest is good by me.
Exactly, that's it. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, hopefully by now, if you're kind of checking into these little podcasts, you're getting a sense of what we're doing. And so it won't be unfamiliar to you that we're going to start with breath. Breath's just a great way to shift gear away from the mind and the thoughts and the busyness, down into that simple, constant sensation of breath in the body. So, okay, well, let's just see where the breath is moving right now. Okay, so just be aware of where you feel the breath moving in your body. And we don't make it happen, we don't force it. It's moving anyway, just notice where. It could be your belly, it could be the chest. There's no right answer. And what we can do is just begin to soak into, surf or ride each breath as it rises and falls in your body. Okay, this is the first gear shift, dropping down from the head into the movement of breath itself. So we're just staying with the rise and fall of breath. And then from the breath in the body, we're just going to shift the focus up and into the nose. Okay, and just see if you can find the breath passing through your nose. Is it there? And we use that as an anchor, an object of focus. Okay, and we can just begin to track or ride or monitor the flow of breath as it passes through your nose. That's the target. That's what we're trying to lock on to. And whenever you drift off into thoughts, that's fine, that's what happens, that's what your mind does, and that's okay. But as soon as you catch yourself thinking, you could just label that thought, or just shift your focus straight back into that raw flow of breath in the nose. Staying with breath. Tracking the real-time sensations of breath, and just allow everything else to happen in the background. The sounds popping in and out. The thoughts arising, passing through your mind. Sensations, movement in the body. Just let it all continue in the background. We're just prioritizing breath. As you're following the breath, as you're maintaining that awareness of your breath, just check how your in-breath feels as it flows into your body. So does the breath flow in easily, gently? Does the breath merge into the body? Does it fade in? Does it meet obstacles or tension? Does your breath stutter or stagger as you breathe in. There's no right answer. We're just noticing. All the power of mindfulness is in the noticing. Feeling how that breath fills up your chest and lungs. Is there a sense of spaciousness or lightness? And we can also check how your out-breath feels as it leaves the body. So stay with your out-breath, the release, the relaxation, the letting go. Does the out-breath fade out? Does it flow out? Does it stagger or stutter? Staying with the out-breath, riding the out-breath all the way out. Don't lose that thread of breath. And at the end of each out-breath, you might notice that there is a pause. Okay, there's a stillness. At the end of your out-breath, the belly just releases, relaxes, and there's just a pause there for a moment or two, just before your next breath draws in. Okay, so I just want you to check and find out what it feels like to drop, rest, dwell, or hang out in those pauses at the end of every out-breath. Some people like to just dip a toe into that pause. Other people like to dive in as if you're diving into the deep end of a pool. And just let yourself drop into that pause for as long as is comfortable. And stay alert in that pause. Be awake in that pause. Be fully present to that pause. In some traditions, they call this pause the universal stillness. Okay, and we're just dropping into that stillness at the end of every out-breath. What's it feel like to you? Does it make the body more agitated? Does it produce more thoughts? Does it calm the body down? Does it produce an extra kind of calm or stillness? Just check it out, find out. Tracking the breath, resting in the pause. Just take a direct look at your mind right now. What's it doing now? So it could be busy. Okay, if so, that's fine. That's the job of the mind. We can just let that stuff come and go, like traffic. You don't need to engage with it. You just notice it. Or if the mind is still or blank, you can just rest there. Notice that. Check between your ears. Okay, so there may be internal chatter, narration, your inner critic, the voice in your head. If so, again, it's traffic. Let it come and go. You don't need to engage with that. Or there could be silence. If there's silence, listen in to that silence. We can drop down into the upper body, especially noticing the hot spots of the belly, the chest. Now, is there tension or tightness? Has that softened or relaxed? Maybe there's a sense of flat calm, still, neutral. And then just shifting into the whole experience of your body on the chair, feet on the floor, legs, bum on the chair, torso, arms, head. Your whole experience as it's happening. Find the stillness, the rest, the calm within that. In fact, what is the most pleasant thing your body is doing right now? Turn your attention towards it. What's the most pleasant thing your body is doing now? We're just recognizing what's here that goes unrecognized so often. Okay, and then whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes if you had them closed. So that's just a short practice to drop into the body again. You know, we have a body for as long as we're alive, so it makes sense to know it more, to know where we can find the goodness. So that pause at the end of an out-breath is just a really nice kind of treasure that's free. It's always here, and we can just learn to rest in it more.
Or dip your toe in.
Or dip your toe in if that's enough for you.
Love that analogy. Mike Kewley, we'll see you same time next week. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Abbey Dental, sponsors of Late Lunch for all aspects of today's dental care. Highly recommended throughout the Isle of Man.